everybody, hope you're having a great day. On my way home from the range now, so I thought I'd take advantage of the time I have in the truck still. So what we're going to talk about on the way home is how does a lifted truck ride? Now when I say lifted, I know people's going to say you don't have a lifted truck. Well, the truck is actually lifted 3 inches. It does have a 3.2 ready lift level kit on it. It does not have aftermarket shocks and stuff like that, but it does have a level kit. So I guess this should be more like how does a Tundra ride with a level kit on it. And 35 by 1250 tires. So I do want to start out by saying you can feel the bumps. Okay, you can see the camera shaking a little bit as I'm driving down the road. So you can feel the bumps in the road. It's not, I like that. I want to go ahead and say I like that. I like getting the feedback from the road. It's kind of like a sports car. If you really like sports cars, they ride a little rough and you get that feedback from the road while you're driving them. And I like that feeling. I've owned sports cars my whole life and I got used to that ride, and I still like it. But so you do feel the road. You feel every little bump. It stiffens up your suspension. But that being said, by it stiffening up your suspension like that, I don't think you need the sway bar for the rear, the anti-sway bar for the rear. They say whenever you get like a stock Tundra, and I've drove stock Tundras, and I believe this, they have a lot of body roll. And I don't like that body roll. Like right now, I'm into a curve. The reason I'm doing this video now is because I'm driving back through the mountains of North Carolina. I'm going through the curves. I'm running about 55 or 60 mile an hour, give or take. That's about what I think the speed limit's actually 55, even in the curves. So that's about what I normally drive. So I thought I'd just, do the video, and that way I could actually give you direct feedback on how the truck's running. So, as I go into the curve, I don't get a lot of body roll. So I really don't feel like I need that anti-sway bar for the rear. I know a lot of people say, oh, you can really tell a difference. And maybe you can, because I've actually never rode in a truck that had the anti-sway bar in it. So it's highly possible that I could tell a huge difference, but it doesn't really drive any differently than any other truck I've ever owned. The steering is smoother, and it's easier to steer than any other vehicle I've ever owned. Vehicle, period. Cars or not. But as far as like body roll and stuff, I really don't tell any difference in this than I did my other two F-150s. And like my Frontiers and the smaller trucks like that did have more body roll than this does. So that being said, if you put a ready lift or a 3.2 level kit on it, you probably will get to forego the $200 and some for the anti-sway bar for the rear. So, with the 35-inch tires, do I get very much roar? Not really. They're probably wore about halfway out, give or take. I've got 27,674 miles on the truck right now. And now we're fixing to hit some big bumps. You'll get to see how the camera bounces when we hit these big bumps. So you can really see the suspension, is stiff. But, so the tires really aren't roaring that bad. I've got 35 1250 Nitto Terra Grappler G2s on it. And even at half wore out, somewhere around there, they don't wear or roar bad. You get some mud tires and stuff like that, and you can really hear that roar. A lot of times you can hear those vehicles coming down the road from a distance. I mean, you can really hear them coming at you. So I can imagine what it would sound like in the vehicle. But these tires are really, really nice. Now, will I stick with these tires next time I have to buy tires? I'm going to say probably not. I do want a little bit more aggressive look, a little bit more aggressive sidewall. So I'm probably going to go with like a Ridge Grappler or the Toyo Open Country RT. I've not decided yet on that, but it'll probably be one of those two. I really like the way that the mud terrains look, but I don't want to get that roar. And if I went with a mud terrain, it would probably be the Toyo Open Country MTs, because I've heard they get really good wear, tread wear, and I've also heard that the roar is very minimal. So that would probably be what I'd go with. But these TerraGrappler G2s, if you're looking for an all-terrain, I can highly suggest these. I've had them on another truck, and they ride good, and they're not loud. So that being said, thumbs up to that. So the steering, I just mentioned that a minute ago. I don't know, it's been a while since I drove a stock Tundra, but the lifted, this one with 35s steers so easy. It is the easiest steering truck or vehicle period that I've ever driven. It's just effortless to turn the wheel. Toyota did a great job on their power steering. And I'm assuming all Tundras are this way, because like I said, it's been a while since I drove a different Tundra, but they did an excellent job with the power steering. I mean, I just took a huge 90-degree curve right there, and it was just effortless. I do want to say, with a lifted truck, when you take off, I don't know how to explain this. With the Ready Lift, it realigns your drivetrain a little bit so you don't feel it as bad, but you'll feel like a little bit of a jerk, I guess you could say, a little bit. It's not bad, and they say the Ready Lift is really minimal. Whenever I bought this truck, the guy at the dealership, it was his demo truck, and he said that he had owned numerous lifts, and the reason he went with the Ready Lift is because you didn't get that clunk or whatever it is whenever you took off from a stop, like if you stopped at a stop sign or something like that. And I have to say that I do not feel that in this truck when I take off. So I have to believe he knew what he was talking about there as far as that goes. Now I'm going up a mountain right now, and I'm still feeling the bumps, but going up the mountain, the steering's still good. And, with the 35s, the Tundra still has way more than enough torque and power to take me up this mountain, no issues at all. I do say that, and there's a Dodge on my hind end, but I'm doing the video, so he'll just have to wait, because I'm gonna be safe while I'm doing this. But it does have enough power to pull the 35s up the mountain, no issues at all. So anything else I can say about it other than, you will feel the bumps, and that's just probably with any lift you put on it, I would imagine. Now they say that if you do the actual suspension, shocks and stuff like that, that you do get the smoother ride, more like a stock ride. But I do want to say that I don't like the way a stock Tundra rides with the body roll. So if that is really how it is, because I don't know anybody that has, changed their total suspension on their trucks around here, if that truly is how that is, I don't want that. So I'll stick with this. But if that's what you're looking for, if you're looking for a smooth ride and you don't go through the curves like I do here in North Carolina and Tennessee, then if you're mainly highway driving, that smoother ride is probably more of what you're going to want and look for. So you might want to go with that. But with that being said, it will cost quite a bit more to buy shocks and all your suspension parts, because if you lift it so high, you're going to have to buy like a upper control arms to be able to get your alignment right. And with the 3.2 lift, I did not have to do that. So that's just some other hidden cost that, sometimes you can buy those kits and it even comes with the upper control arms. So you might want to look into that. But if you do the 3.2 lift, you don't have to worry about that, because they can still align your vehicle and you don't have to have the upper control arms. So, and final thoughts, like I've said before, I do believe the Tundra does need a lift. I don't like how it looks when it's stock. It just seems like it sets a little low. I like it when it's, jacked up and looks a little beefier with some bigger tires. So, in closing, I would highly suggest getting the Ready Lift. I do like the Ready Lift. If you, like I said, if you're riding on the highway, maybe the suspension lift is for you. But that's just some thoughts on how the truck drives. I wanted to give you some feedback while I was going through the curves. And as you can see, I went through that curve and very little body roll. And here's another one, very little body roll. So if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. You know, I hope this was a little bit of information to kind of help you out whether or not you would want to buy, you know, a lift for your truck or not, or leave it stock, or if you'd rather have, you know, actual suspension parts put in to give you a softer ride. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. See you next time.